Second. Can you see me? Okay, looks like I'm live. Wow, that's quite a hiccup. Yes, I can see myself is back. All right, welcome back to Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. This is the first time you see me. Welcome to my universe. My name is Jason. I'm a Meta Ads strategist from Malaysia. Okay, and what I do is I go live every Sunday night over here at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. I'm sorry. Yeah, to actually answer questions about meta advertising. So if you have any meta advertising related questions, first thing I would encourage you to do is you may go to my YouTube channel and try to search for an answer, because I've actually posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, and probably I've answered something related to, I've provided an answer to a question that is similar to yours, that whatever that you're facing right now. So try to look for an answer. If you cannot find an answer, don't worry. All you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick them up and I'm going to answer your questions on the following Sunday, right? So please do not expect me to reply to your comment directly via text, because I don't think it's that effective to discuss technical stuff like meta advertising over, like a text conversation. So I still prefer to do, answering your questions live, like this. So just come back. And if you have time, join me live every Sunday night where we can actually discuss anything about meta advertising. So that's what we do. Okay, so let me bring the screen up. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this live, if you have questions, feel free to pop in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the questions that I have here, and I'm going to come back to the chat to address whatever questions you may have over there, right? So yeah, please ask Jason anything about meta advertising. Happens every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So just in case you can't wait for the live session, and just in case you have something, like private and confidential that you want to discuss offline, you don't want to go online like this, you don't want to go public like this, you can consider to buy me a dinner. Scan this QR code, which it will take you to my Fiverr gig. Buy me a dinner, and we can actually schedule a 30-minute one-on-one discussion to go through any questions you have about meta advertising. We can go through your campaign setup to see whether everything is set up correctly. We can answer any questions you have. We can analyze the campaign, whatever you need to do, right? We can actually do it within a 30-minute discussion or more. You can purchase for extra 30 minutes or so, right? So that's what we do. So that's the thing. And just in case you're new to meta advertising and you want a reliable learning, so-called guided learning to help you get started with meta advertising, I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, this is a 2.5-hour recorded training where I discuss 5 main things about meta advertising and Facebook advertising, which is the first thing I talk about my meta advertising structure, the way I strategize a meta advertising campaign. How do I do the top of funnel? How do I do the bottom of funnel? How do I do the retargeting and stuff like that? So I will walk you through in terms of the whole setup step by step so that you really understand how to set things properly at every single stage of it. So that's why we talk about a strategy. And along the way, as we set up a campaign, we discuss a few things like, the second thing we would definitely stress on heavily is about the objective selection. So in my opinion, if you choose the wrong objective, you're gonna, your campaign is bound to fail. So we need to determine which objective is more relevant to us and how do we actually leverage on that to make sure that we get the most out of meta advertising. So that's the second thing. And after that, we talk about audience targeting, whereby I have my signature audience targeting techniques. I think we will have about like 5 to 6 of them, where I really help you pinpoint, the people that are totally relevant to you based on location, based on interest targeting, based on whatever techniques that we have been using over the years. So that's the third thing. And fourth, we talk about like the ads creative and copywriting, because I work with meta advertisers from all around the world. I would actually share with you the latest information about what's working and what's not working. And basically, you can actually use that to avoid making, unnecessary mistakes, which definitely will cost you a lot of money. So that's the fourth thing. And last but not least, the fifth element in the training here is we talk about analytics, because to me, getting a campaign up and running is the easiest part. What happened next is the key, which is you need to know what's working and what's not working. Where in this training itself, I would actually go through the fundamental of Meta Ads Analytics, so that you know how to really analyze your campaign performance in the most fundamental way. So yeah, same thing, scan this QR code, you can actually sign up and start learning right away. And I would actually do an update on the training every probably 6 months or so, because when there are new updates, when there are new features and all that, I will do an updated version. And if you purchase, you'll always get the latest version of it. Just come back to the link that you receive upon purchasing the program. You always have the latest version of the training. Okay, now just in case you say, Jason, I don't want to learn, can you just help me set up? Is that possible that I can actually, like get you to design and set up my campaign and I would be there watching and learn from you? Yes, actually, I do have a simple done with you program where I would design your Facebook ad strategy based on your need, based on your goal, and I would advise you on what are the creatives that you should consider using, what are the audience targeting direction, what are the campaign structure, what are the budget distribution. I would design for you based on your need. And then you would actually go on and create your creative and all that, right? Or probably just to tweak your landing pages and all that. So once everything is ready, I would actually set up the campaign for you. As in like, yeah, I would set up the campaign on your ads manager and everything will be recorded for your future reference. So it's totally recommended that you invite your team to come and eventually you may ask questions, we have discussion, but essentially the whole idea here is you have an optimized, strategized campaign, meta advertising campaign up and running in no time while you actually learn how to do it and your team as well. Okay, and everything will be recorded for your future reference. So yes, that's something that you want. Scan this QR code. We can actually have a quick discussion and we will see if that's a program that fits for you and we will proceed from there. Okay, so that's for the, a bit of commercial time. Now let's go straight into the first question we have here. We have a couple of questions on the YouTube channel and a few questions that I received from my audiences, and I believe that they are very, very relevant for us to discuss over here. So the first question I get from Not PG13 says, in 2024, there are some reasons why your Facebook reach going lower despite having almost 40K engagement now. If I understand this correctly, you mean 40K followers on your Facebook page, and you're saying that your reach is going lower and lower. Now, this is totally normal, all right? It's been like that for many, many years now. In fact, Meta's role is to make money, and they make all the pages free for you to post and everything. Is actually allowing you to accumulate whatever. And if you really want to reach these people effectively, it's either you are damn good at your content, and you create content that are engaging among these people, they keep engaging with you. Yes, Meta would actually still surface your post. However, most of the time they don't. Okay, so if you, that's the reason why, in fact, when everything first started, like as the organic reach started to go downtrend, a lot of my clients came to me complaining that, look, I spent so much time, money, and effort growing my followers and likes on my Facebook page, and now that you're telling me that I'm only able to reach like only 1 to 2% of these people that I've accumulated over the years. This is not fair. No, this is not fair. I know, but it's been like that. So frankly speaking, there is nothing we can do except it's either you create damn good content that keep these people coming back, or you have a strategy, okay, to reach these people with meaningful content and convert them into either your customer, your mailing list, or anything from that. That's why I always say that the numbers on social media are meaningless if you do not know how to convert these people into the next step, which is like making them into your customer or becoming a prospect or becoming an email list and stuff like that. So try to think from that angle, which may be more beneficial for you to look into to have a long-term success with social media. Do not rely on the number of likes. In my opinion, it's meaningless. That's why, on the other hand, like a lot of brands that are new to social media, when they came to me and asked whether should they be spending money growing followers or likes on their Facebook page or Instagram, I would say not necessarily. See, I would rather you spend the money to get meaningful actions, such as people to go to your website, people to buy from you on the website, and as you're running ads, like for meaningful actions like sales, traffic, and stuff, eventually you will still get these people who see your ad and like they decided to like your brand and they follow you on Instagram or Facebook. So I would rather get this kind of spill over likes, followers, rather than spending money, because if you spend money growing likes, these people do not really know your brand in the first place. They like you just because you spend money. But then again, these people are not nurtured. So it's even more meaningless to have this kind of number. That's why I hope you get what I mean. And essentially, for your situation, if you want to reach back these people, you can run ads targeting people who have liked your pages or follow your page before, which you can actually have a different strategy. But remember, build a journey instead. Instead of just throwing money on the content or running ads and whatnot, let's build a journey that is meaningful for your customers or your prospect. Okay. Now, the next question I get is coming from Seth. Okay, so this question is really about your personal ad account got permanently disabled, but your page is fine. Now, you're asking whether you can still use the Facebook page for organic posting and whether your permanent disabled ad account would affect the performance of that page. Now, quick answer is you can still use the page for organic posting, and theoretically, it will not affect the performance of the page because, to be frank, what's more to affect, right? We're already having super low reach organically. It's really not that meaningful anymore. But then again, you are right. People can still message you. You can still do your regular posting. Everything just goes on as usual. Your permanent disabled ad account will only affect the ad account and your personal profile, which in fact you are supposed to be not able to run ads on Facebook anymore. So if you're comfortable with that, not running ads, and you just want to continue posting on the page, go on. But one thing I want you to find out, whether your page is being restricted or not. Because here's the thing, when your ad account is permanently restricted in a business manager, the Facebook page that is associated or owned by the business manager will be locked within the business manager. So you just want to check whether your page is being disabled, is in like from advertising. Yeah, that's the key, because that is another problem, because in the future, you may not be able to run ads, but if you need to run ads for your business, as long as the page is fine, your team members, your whoever who has access to run ads on Facebook can still run ads for that page. But if it's permanently restricted, I mean, even for the page itself, that's probably the end of it. Yeah, you really need to find out what's going on the page level to really know, like, to plan to your next step, as in like, what are we supposed to do? Do we want to keep the page, or you want to actually start fresh? Because it's all about long run. At one point of life, you will have to run ads, or you might need to run ads, and you just might as well find out from the beginning, rather than like 3 years down the road after you have built all these things and you realize that, oh shoot, it's gone. Make sense, right? So yeah, try to figure out and see if there's anything, like try to navigate and all this, just to see. And just in case you need help to plan your next step, well, you can actually scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, then we can have a 30-minute discussion to navigate through your business manager and see, and I would actually recommend you the next step. But you already know the next step. It's just in case you need someone who have experience to really bounce idea with you, to really like figure out what's the next best steps to take, you can actually do this. Okay, now thanks for your question. Now the last one that I received on my YouTube channel is coming from Fashion Beauty Bree. So yeah, you are saying that you love the concept, and yep, thanks for watching my video. So you're asking whether your ad is good enough to keep running. So you have an CPC, cost per click, of 0.60 CPC, or is that CTR? CPC is actually 60 cents. It probably is that what you mean. CTR 4.3%. Now, are you referring to CTR all or CTR link click? CPM is $25. It's actually fine. But CPULC, that's stand for what? Cost per unique landing page, ULC. I can't really like figure out what is this, like we may not really sync in terms of the, the short form over here. So you're saying that you're unsure if this is performing okay. You came across the ad because someone liked it and you noticed that your face is cut off. So if your face is cut off, you can actually use the ads level. You go to the ad level, you can actually crop or kind of like upload another version of the ad just to make sure that it looks good on all platforms or all placement, which is something that you can actually do it at the ad level. But to be frank, at the metrics that you are providing, I don't really, I can't really give you recommendations, because it is not just the metrics that we look at. We want to look at the overall the campaign direction, what are the creatives that are being used, the landing page, the copywriting and the audience setup and all that. And we will pull a few different metrics aside from whatever you have listed here to really determine if the campaign is doing good or not. And is there anything else we can do to improvise it? So frankly, I'm not able to help you. But if you need me to look at your campaign, to give you recommendations and to build your plan on optimization, you can scan this QR code. This will take you to my gig, which is also you buy me a dinner, and then we can have a 30-minute discussion on how to take your campaign to the next level. First, we'll find out what's working and what's not, right? So I would actually walk you through, I'll build a dashboard for you, and I'll tell you that, look, this is related to this metric. And when these two combine, we will know that, oh, the creative is not working, or is that the landing page that is not converting? We will try to find any leakages on the whole funnel, and we try to patch them. So I'll build a plan. First, I help you understand. Next, I'll build you a plan, and we can actually work on this together if you want to. So yeah, scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, then we can actually have a one-on-one Facebook ads review or audit and to build a plan for you. Okay, right. Thanks for commenting. Now, this is a question that I get a lot from my community, which is how to control Facebook ads frequency. Now, let me tell you what's the good frequency for your Facebook ads. First, if you're doing a top of funnel campaign, the frequency should be below 2, right? You can actually pull out a metric on the custom metrics and all that. So if you're targeting a top of funnel, it should be below 2. For how long? Okay, 14 days. 7 days below 2, which is normal. But 14 days, if it is still below 2, then the campaign is totally good to go on. And if you go for 30 days, it's slightly above 2, it's fine. So as long as within 14 days, it is still below 2, that means your campaign is effectively reaching more people, which is good for your campaign. But if it's above 2, that means your campaign is being locked up at a bunch of people who are, who have seen your ad, interacted with your ad, but Facebook are not helping you to reach more people, but it keeps showing the same ad to the same people. So if that's happening to you, we would actually have to figure out what's the best way to do your exclusion, to apply exclusion to your campaign, to push these people out. It's either you broaden your audience targeting, which is you might be targeting too niche an audience. That's why it's causing all these problems to come in. Otherwise, you can apply exclusion. So whether you can actually do like general exclusion, like engagement, or you want to do exclusion based on people who visit your website and stuff like that. So that's the first thing we need to figure out. Now, the other side of it, if you're doing retargeting campaign, all right, the frequency should be between 3 to 5 within 7 days. And it really depends on what kind of business you're in. But let's say we take e-commerce as a reference over here. 3 to 5 within 7 days is ideal. Anything above 5, you may be wasting money already because you may not need to reach people that many times to get an impact when it comes to retargeting. So if the frequency is up, what we usually do is we reduce the retargeting budget, right? And we don't usually increase the retargeting budget. If you're using my two-step funnel framework, we will spend 80% on the top of funnel and 20% on the retargeting. That's the common structure that we're looking at. But having said that, okay, the frequency is not the only metric that we look at, but it's important just to make sure that we are not, keep showing the ad on the same people and wasting money on it. And we also want to reach more new people. So that's the structure that we are in right now. But having said that, sometimes I've seen cases where, for the retargeting, you may need to reach a certain level of frequency to see an impact. So we actually would measure. So let's say we actually push it to 5 and see whether we get the same impact. And we will try to reduce the budget and push it back to 4 and see whether we still get the same result. So these are all the things that we have to monitor over time. But generally, those are the metrics that we will have to look at when it comes to frequency. But you have to always remember, when it comes to determining the performance of the campaign, frequency is no doubt important, but you definitely need to look at other metrics like your CTR, your CPM. The whole idea here is when we look at the metrics, we are not looking at single metrics, but we connect multiple metrics, okay? And we determine the next best step we should be taking by building hypothesis, planning the next steps and stuff like that. So you really need to understand how to connect all these metrics together. So when let's say if you are running ads and you want to determine whether your campaign is doing good or not, to me, it's very simple. You have a good campaign, we want to know why. You have a bad campaign, we want to know why as well, because that's how we can actually replicate the success or avoid making the same mistake. So it's really important. So if you really want to find out what's happening to your campaign and how can you actually take it to the next level, you can actually scan this QR code and buy me a dinner where I would actually analyze your campaign for you. Where, you know, like I'll build your dashboard, like, you know, these are all the metrics that you need to use, and we should arrange it in this sequence to help you build like an overview of, you know, like what's happening one step at a time and all that. So I build a dashboard, I'll teach you how to monitor it, and I will actually analyze for you, and I will tell you that, look, let's fix the landing page because it's happening here, or let's change a different creative because the CTR is not so good and all that. So that's the best way to get started, to understand the metrics and to really master meta advertising at a different level. So if that's something that you want to look into, scan this QR code, then we can actually have a one-on-one discussion to first analyze and then build you a plan. Okay, so yeah, so that's a quick question I get from my audience, and all that. I believe it's very meaningful for us to discuss. But yeah, that's what I have over here. So let's see if I have anything on the comment side. Yo Akram, thanks for joining me. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, you can pop at the chat. But, you know, like if I don't see anyone coming in, I'll probably just call it a day, right? So yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. We will end early today, but yeah, you get the idea, right? If you have any questions regarding meta advertising, all you need to do is just go to my YouTube channel and try to search for an answer on my YouTube channel. Try to look for the videos. If you can't find anything, all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I'll come back. We will actually have a discussion. But if you need me to look at your campaign and analyze for you and tell you what to do next, how can we actually kind of like build a plan to take it to the next level, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right, with that, thank you so much, and have an awesome week ahead. It's already the last day of March. Tomorrow, we are starting the second quarter of 2024. It's April 1st, and you guys have a good one, and I'll see you on next Sunday. Thank you. Good night. Bye.